All right, guys. Welcome to the King Closer Reacts. It's WrestleMania week, and I'm a huge WWE fan. So I decided for the King Closer Reacts, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's find out if The Rock is a closer or not. All right. Now, let's give some backstory of this. All right. Now, I watched wrestling when I was a kid, but then I became a teenager, went into high school, kind of stopped watching it, and forgot about it. Right. So when I watched it back in the days, it was the heydays of Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, Goldberg, Sting, Undertaker, all that was going on. All right. So I loved wrestling, but stopped watching it for probably 20 plus years. And then COVID hit. And the only athletic event that was still going on during COVID was WrestleMania. And at the time, my son was 8. And we were craving any sort of athletic event, right? Just out of nowhere, there was no more sports. So we watched the 2020 COVID WrestleMania. Now, it was weird. There was no fans. They did it inside the WWE performance, practice facility. And it was weird. It was awkward, but it was enjoyable because we were craving that entertainment. And that's what the WWE brings. And so ever since then, me and my son, and even now, even my daughter, who's 6 years old, we love watching WrestleMania, WWE, but specifically every single year, WrestleMania is a big deal. 2 years ago, when it was here in DFW, we went. It was one of those just memorable moments. I'll never forget the look of my kid's face when Brock Lesnar came out, fought Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I'll never forget how disappointed they were when Roman Reigns won. He's still the champion. He's never lost in all this time we've been watching WWE together. My kids have never seen Roman Reigns lose the championship. They have seen him get pinned that one time in a tag team match. Hopefully, we see him lose this weekend at WrestleMania. So getting to The Rock, what today's video is going to be about. Now, listen, we all know about The Rock's accomplishments, Dwayne Johnson's accomplishments. In his life, right? I mean, according to Forbes, he has a net worth of somewhere in the range of $270 million. I saw something else that said $800 million, but one article says that according to Forbes, it's $270 million is his net worth. Also was part owner of the XFL, which is now the UFL. He's got his tequila brand. He's got his energy drink brand, movie star, highly successful, can pretty much do anything, right? And well-known around the world. But he made a decision to come back to WWE. And what's really cool about that is he's also on the board of directors with TKO, which owns UFC and now WWE. And so he's come back. So it's kind of funny. He's used that in some of his promos. Now, me and Steve Train, we don't agree on a lot of things, as I'm sure you've seen on Pardon the Disruption. But one of the things we do agree on is some of the best closers in the world are also some of the best trash talkers in the world. Now, I never really correlated the two until the first 2020 Closers Olympics. And funny enough, during our initial press meetup, when we were going to announce the Closers Olympics, it was actually told to us they wanted us to promo the Closers Olympics like it was a WWE event. Well, I embraced it probably more than anyone. And I said, okay, I'm going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Aaron Bevins. You go be The Rock, and we'll go at it together. So I went and I actually watched film of Stone Cold Steve Austin doing promos and went and cut a couple of promos myself. I had a ton of fun with it. And everyone knew me then from my trash talk. And I never really thought that meant anything as far as closing goes. But here's the correlation between trash talking and closing. The ability to read and react to your audience. The ability to think quickly on your feet. The ability to come up with the next statement based off of the reaction of your audience. Then listening to their response. And that's what we're going to go through a couple of videos here, a couple of promos that The Rock has shot recently since his return in preparations for this weekend's WrestleMania and show you like the skill set he has. I mean, promos are to get everyone excited about the fight that's coming up at WrestleMania, right? But at the end of the day, it's also to gauge the audience's reaction to the story that's being built up. And it's interesting because now the head of creative over at WWE is Triple H, and he's actually said they've had to pivot the story that they were building for this WrestleMania based off of the audience's reaction. Originally, the main event of WrestleMania was going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. But that's not what the audience wanted. The audience wanted Cody Rhodes to have a chance to beat Roman Reigns. And so they've had to completely shift the story. And essentially, they made The Rock a heel, which is a bad guy. And so he's really embraced this. Now he's calling himself the final boss. And he's just taking it to a new level. I think it's some of the best work The Rock's ever done. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through a couple of these promos and kind of show you how he's controlling the audience. He's controlling the conversation and how we can take some of the things that he does here and use it in our calls and really break down how The Rock is just a master closer. I mean, he makes everything so believable. And it's hilarious. Even though you know it's scripted, you know it's fake, at times you're like, I don't know if it is fake. I mean, does he really just hate these guys this much? I don't know. He's an expert at what he does. So let's bring it up here. Let's see. All right. So this is about a month ago. He's actually going to make a challenge to Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I love how you can just control the crowd. Look, doing nothing, silent. The eyebrow. Not yet. Not yet.
Are you sure you want to boo The Rock? Before The Rock drops gospel on you, he's got some good news to share. The Rock has got some news that you're probably gonna like. The Rock has got some news that you might even be proud of. Apparently, Glendale is 10 miles away from Phoenix. Assuming the answer is yes, but are there a lot of people from Phoenix here tonight?
Oh, Phoenix.
I knew it.
Get roasted.
Because that would make sense. The Rock did a little research, and here's what he found out. This is the truth. This is a fact. The #1 city in America for cocaine and meth use is Phoenix, Arizona.
I love how he makes fun of them. They all cheer. Listen, all right, on the closer side, I want to just bring in a couple of things. This is fun. I love this kind of stuff. Because I watch this stuff and I go, okay, how could I try to mirror The Rock's confidence, right? In anything, in an interview, if I'm speaking on stage, if I'm talking to a seller, I'm talking to my team, it doesn't matter. This is a highly successful individual right here. So there's a lot to learn, even when he's cutting a silly wrestling promo. Some of you might be like, this is RJ, this is stupid. I don't care. I believe in this stuff. I believe in researching people that are further along in their lives, in their careers than I am. And The Rock is 270 million net worth. That sounds great. I want articles written where it says 800 million or 270, and I want to be one of those numbers. So here's what I'll say. The confidence, the repeating himself. The Rock has news. He said that like 3 times before he delivered the line. That is a powerful way to make sure that people are understanding your message when you're trying to convey it to them, even when you're closing, when you're talking to them. So just right there, and the confidence that he is approaching this at all times, and he slows everything down. One of the things that I have learned so much by watching WWE performers when they are cutting promos is they always slow everything down. So what is actually 10 minutes of talk time, they're only doing like 4 minutes of talk time, right? They listen. They're waiting for the reactions. They're not trying to speed through it, okay? And it also helps them with their delivery. All right, let's get back to it. Like he's still in the audience right now. I mean, honestly, he's kind of gauging it out.
And here's what that means. Finally, your life has meaning. Because finally, you cactus-loving crackheads finally have something worth shooting in your veins.
Yeah.
As you sit and you look at greatness, finally, The Rock has come back to Arizona.
He has literally been delivering that line for 24, 25 years. Okay? I talk about it. Become a machine. It's so easy for him to not do WWE for years on end. And then he comes right back and they hand him that microphone and he can just deliver it. Finally, The Rock has come back to whatever city they're in and the crowd goes crazy. They're expecting it, right? He's a machine when it comes to this. He's a bad guy.
Glendale, can you feel it? You feel it in the air because it's real. The Rock's body is covered in chills. The Rock is in a good mood. They're in a good mood. The Wise Man is in a good mood. The Universal Champion is in a good mood. Jimmy's in a good mood. Solo's in a good mood. You wouldn't know it by looking at him, but that's his happy face. He's in a good mood.
I'm trying not to break character.
And here's why we're in a good mood, Glendale, Arizona, because once again, and it's been decades, professional wrestling is cool.
He's right.
Professional wrestling is exciting. Professional wrestling is, in a word, electrifying once again. It's why in Birmingham, Alabama, sold out. It's why in Salt Lake City, sold out. It's why tonight in this crack den with popcorn, we are sold out. It's why next week in Dallas, Texas, sell out. 2 weeks from now in Memphis, Tennessee, when The Rock comes home, baby, that's gonna sell out too. And here's why. Because it is greatness among you. Wrestling is cool again because of The Rock, Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline.
So, real quick to point out there, another thing that he's doing when he's doing like 45-second to minute long stretch of talking, he does a lot of repeating himself where it makes it simple for him, right? So right there, that was very simple for him, right? Birmingham sold out, Memphis sold out, Dallas sold out. It's easy for him to deliver. And I think this is one of those things where sometimes when when we try to deliver any message we're trying to convey, communicate with someone else, we don't make that easy on ourselves because we don't want to sound like we're repeating. But honestly, it's a great tactic. Repeat yourself, rinse and repeat. Once you've kind of established a line there, it's okay to kind of repeat it, especially until you have someone repeating it back to you. Again, things that I pick up from this type of stuff. And then, of course, like I said, I've been watching this for going on 4 years now. I've picked up quite a few things, both on the trash talking side and on the closing side, from seeing how these guys deliver these promos. And kind of, I've seen both really good promos and really bad promos where it's like, hey, they're not repeating themselves. They're not gauging how the audience is reacting. It can fall flat.
But you know who's not cool? Is your hero, Cody Rhodes. Cody, you think you're tough, boy? You want to run your mouth? You want to challenge The Rock? You want to go one-on-one with the great one? See how tough you are, boy? Is that it? Well, The Rock sees you, he hears you, and right here live in Glendale, here's The Rock's answer on SmackDown, one-on-one with the great one, and The Rock says, no.
Broke all their heart. They all thought they were going to get to see it.
You think you're just going to go one-on-one with the great one just because you want to? That's not how it happens. That ain't the real world, Glendale. You know that, and The Rock knows that. But guess what, Cody? The world wants to go one-on-one with The Rock. Everyone wants to go one-on-one. And you know who else wants to go one-on-one with The Rock? Every woman in this arena. Now you settle down, you crackhead Karens, you meth head Marys, because The Rock will tell you this right now, there ain't no way that you are ready for The Rock's 22 inches of heaven, baby.
Oh my God.
No. Get your mind out of the gutter. The Rock ain't talking about his holy Moses. No. The Rock is talking about the 22-inch guns that are hanging from his shoulders that he'll wrap around Cody Rhodes, but it ain't gonna be one-on-one, no. Cody Rhodes, you think you're tough? You think you could go one-on-one with The Rock? Are you an idiot? Are you an idiot right now? You got the biggest WrestleMania match of your career against the most dominant WWE champion in history of the WWE, and you're challenging The Rock?
Guys could go for the close. Make the offer.
Well, The Rock, Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline, we saw your challenge. We heard your challenge. We had a laugh about your challenge. But now, The Rock is a businessman. We are businessmen. We have a counter offer for you. Here's the counter offer. Shut your mouth and listen to the counter offer. Here's the counter offer. Cody, you think you're tough? You and your new best friend, that walking clown emoji, Seth Rollins? That walking clown show, Seth Rollins, you think you're tough? Well, how about this? Here's the challenge. On night one of WrestleMania, the biggest tag team match in the history of the WWE. The biggest tag team match in the history of professional wrestling. It's gonna be Cody, Seth, against the Universal Champion and the People's Champion, The Rock.
All right, so that's the counter offer, right? Cody Rhodes wanted to fight The Rock one-on-one before WrestleMania. Obviously, that's not gonna happen. Too big of stars, right? That's a WrestleMania type fight. So now they come in, they cut that promo, right? Thought that was that was awesome, right? Really controlling the audience, just bashing them, calling them crackheads and all this other stuff, and getting them to cheer him while he's making fun of them. And then he makes his counter offer to Cody Rhodes and including Seth Rollins. Okay, so now let's move on to what is the reaction and the response from Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
I know it's a little tense, a lot of bad blood, but if I'm being honest, I feel very lucky to be standing in this ring. I think perhaps the four of us should take a moment, feel this, right here in a sold-out Dallas, Texas.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really vibe with Cody Rhodes that much. He doesn't get me as fired up as like The Rock and even Seth Rollins. Way better on the microphone than me. I don't really like Cody on the microphone. He's got the fans. Fans are behind him though.
Rock, I have heard your challenge.
Different
and I've
type of
heard the stipulations that come with said challenge for a match, this match, a tag team match at WrestleMania. I gotta ask, do you have the authority to make that stipulation? I mean, I'm only asking because I believe it was last week you acknowledged Roman as your tribal chief.
It's so silly. I love it.
I think we can cut through all this. You wanted an answer about WrestleMania. You wanted it face to face. So here's our answer when it comes to your...
Yeah. You shut your mouth right now, boy.
He just owns him.
You shut your mouth. And you walk in clown show, you shut your mouth before you even start talking. And before you go ahead and say something stupid and accept this challenge in front of the world, let The Rock drop some gospel on your punk ass right here, right now. The Rock acknowledged him as his tribal chief because it's what family does. We are family. It's what we do. WrestleMania, night one. Let The Rock reiterate the stakes. If you and you beat The Rock and Roman Reigns on night one, then on night two of WrestleMania, you will be free of the bloodline. You will be free. You are free to achieve that story and the dream of your dad. Now, when The Rock and Roman Reigns beat
I swear to God, they're chanting gonorrhea. I think that's what it sounds like to me. Maybe they're chanting something else. I don't know why they started chanting. This is in Dallas, too. And I watch WWE all the time. I don't know why they're chanting that. Maybe they're chanting something else. But to me, if you can't hear it, you will now. Gonorrhea. Diarrhea. That's what it is. Because Seth Rollins had called him Diarrhea Dwayne. Okay, diarrhea. That makes so much more sense. I was like, why in the hell are they chanting gonorrhea? That makes more. Now I hear it. That's why I said this. I love the silence, how he lets it like build up.
Now, when The Rock and Roman Reigns beat both your candy asses on night 1, then on night 2, it's bloodline rules. Anything goes. Which means The Rock will do anything and everything in his power to make sure you do not walk out Universal Champion. That said, do you accept?
Will you shut the hell up? For once in your life, will you shut the hell up? We know the stakes. The future of the industry's on the line. We get that. But you listen to me, and you listen to me good, Mr. Midlife Crisis. You had your time. You had your time. You damn sure can't have ours. So you want your answer? Biggest WrestleMania of all time. Biggest tag match of all time. We accept.
All right, so they accept the challenge. All right. So there was the counter offer. They accept the challenge. Now, there was a brutal beatdown. Okay, I'm not going to show that. So there wasn't really any mic time. The Rock went and just beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes, bloodied him up, slammed him against his bust. But what's even funnier to me is The Rock has cut a couple of promos on his own, not on WWE, but on his own, and shared those on different social media platforms. And one in particular just blew me away. I mean, I was like, dude, this is epic. This is him just in his gym cutting a promo with nothing but a cameraman. So let's check that out before we make our final assessment here.
Good morning. Good morning on this Friday morning. Did you guys have a good week? Did you have a productive week? I hope so. Did you get a lot of ass kicking done? I hope so. You're going to end your week on a down note, or you're going to end your week on an uptick, getting momentum going into the weekend? I hope so. It's been a big week. It has been an exciting week. It's a big week here in the world of professional wrestling, because once again, professional wrestling is cool. Once again, professional wrestling is relevant. Once again, everyone's talking about professional wrestling. Why? Because of one man. And you're looking at him because of The Rock, because of the People's Champion. Professional wrestling is happening because of the final boss, The Rock. And it feels good. It feels good. Selling out everywhere, from Dallas, Texas, Glendale, Arizona, Salt Lake City, Utah, Memphis, Tennessee. Tonight, after this workout, The Rock is going to jump on his private jet. He's going to fly down to Memphis, Tennessee, and get ready. Live SmackDown. The Rock is coming home, baby. Cannot wait. That's good unleaded. That's good unleaded. It's been a big week, though. A lot to celebrate. Ratings are up. Sellouts everywhere The Rock goes. Wrestling is cool again, all because of The Rock. It's also been a big week because everyone is talking. Last week, everyone is talking about the slap that was heard around the world. Finally, Cody Rhodes grew some balls. Finally, that little boy got some hair on his nuts and he slapped the shit out of The Rock. He slapped the shit out of me. Take a look. Well done, Cody Rhodes. The Rock has been waiting for you to man up, giving him a challenge that's worthy of the great one. Ooh, that was a good slap too. What did The Rock do? He didn't pretend like he was angry. He didn't get a bunch of goofs and jabronis trying to hold him back. No. The Rock took your slap like a man. As a matter of fact, The Rock started smiling. Yeah, because The Rock likes pain. But that's a whole other conversation. And Cody Rhodes, The Rock couldn't wait. The world couldn't wait to see how you were going to react and respond after that Friday slap. On Monday Night Raw, 2 days later, what were you going to do? And you get on Monday Night Raw, you get in the middle of that ring, the world is watching, and here's what you did. Here's how you responded to the biggest moment of your career when you slapped The Rock.
Right.
Take a look.
My mother. She's the only one I got left. And I can't hand it to Dusty Rhodes, but I certainly can hand it to Michelle Rubio.
Are you fucking kidding me? You start fucking crying? You start crying? That's how you respond? No wonder all your fans are crybabies. Cody crybabies. No wonder, because they're Superman, their hero. He's not crying too. You can cry. You can cry. I can't give the belt to Dusty, but I can give it to my mama. I can give it to my mommy. My mommy. Shut the fuck up. Give it to your mommy. Cody. This is how real it is to The Rock. Chills. This is how real it is to The Rock. You ain't giving the title to your mama. You ain't giving that title, the Universal title, to your mama. That title is going to remain around the waist of Roman Reigns. But here's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. And The Rock wants your mama to have a front row seat. Mama Rhodes! The Rock is talking to you. Yeah. Now you're in The Rock's crosshairs. Here's what's going to happen. Mama Rhodes, you're not going to get the Universal title handed to you on night 2 of WrestleMania. No. You're going to get a title handed to you. You're going to get a belt handed to you. It's going to be The Rock's belt. It's going to be something like this. Something like this. Leather. Brahma bull. Blood. Sweat. Respect. The blood part, that's going to be your son's blood. It's going to be all over this belt. I'm going to take this belt, Mama Rhodes, and I'm going to whoop your son. I'm going to whoop him like a dog. I'm going to whip the piss out of him. I'm going to whip the blood out of him. I'm going to get all his blood on this belt and all his sweat on this belt is what I'm going to do. I'm going to whoop him and whoop him and whoop him and whoop him in front of the world. Now I'm going to take this belt, Mama Rhodes, full of your son's blood, and then I'm going to hand it to you in front of the world. And I'm going to say, here you go, Mama Rhodes. You're going to be crying just like your son, just like all of his Cody Crybaby fans, because you're all a bunch of crybabies. You're going to be crying. Why are you so mean to my son, Rock? Give you this belt, Mama Rhodes. And I'm going to say, Mama Rhodes, here's your belt. Now down is the direction you can sit. I'm gonna look at your son who's gonna be in the middle of the ring bleeding, crying. Look at all his Cody Crybaby fans. And tell them off is the direction you can fuck. And that's how you end a story. And that is how Cody Rhodes, your story is going to end at WrestleMania, boy. Crying in a pool of your own blood, with this belt sitting in your mama's lap. And Mama Rhodes, don't worry. There's 2 things that you can do about it. Nothing and like it. Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, your story is going to end courtesy of Roman Reigns and courtesy of your nightmare.
Oh, man. Listen, when you watch how he delivers this, and I know he's professional, I know he's trained, and he's an actor and all this, and this is acting, but there's a lot to take from this. there's times when we have to do things that don't come natural to us, and we have to become somewhat of an actor. And there's times where we have to have control over a narrative, control the conversation. This is what I want you guys to take away from watching The Rock in these promos. How even when he's standing in the ring with three of the greatest current professional wrestlers, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, who's the longest reigning champion. He's approaching the longest reign of all time in the modern era. He is outshining them. He's controlling the narrative. He comes in and he knows how to play to the crowd. Okay. Know how to play to the audience in which you're communicating with. He knows how to do that probably better than anyone. Okay. The confidence that he has when he's delivering it, the silence that he uses, the machine light when he says, finally, your life has meaning, right? He's done that over and over and over again. Machine-like habits that he has. And then when he's even there at the end, when he's just standing there by himself, the conviction in which he is speaking with, right? A lot of times when we are communicating a story, there's not a lot of conviction there. When we are trying to explain to someone what we do or how we can be a solution for them, we don't speak with the conviction of like that. This is what makes him so amazing in what he does in everything that he does. He comes in with this confidence and he's authentic and people love it. Even when he's like, you're a crackhead, #1 city for cocaine and meth use. And they're like, yeah. It's the authenticity that he comes, the confidence in which he comes, and he has built that rabid fan base. There's so much that you can take from watching someone with his skill set and say, okay, how can I adopt just one or two things from what he does? So, yes, today's a different King Closer Reacts. Some of you might have thought it's silly, and some of you might not even made it this far in the video. That's fine. The thing for me is I watch this type of stuff, and I say, what if there are one or two things that I can take away from this and make myself 0.5%, 1% better? If I can get anywhere close to being the level of success as The Rock, then, man, I've won. Now, that being said, it's WrestleMania weekend. So let's make some predictions on the matches because it's fun. So I'm going to predict what's going to happen on these matches. All right. On night one, here's my lineup card, my predictions. Okay. I've got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee beating Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom. It's going to set up a match later on in the future where Dirty Dom and Rey go at it. Probably be Rey Mysterio's retirement match. I got Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair beating Damage Control. I've got in the 6-pack ladder match tag team, they're separating the tag team championships. I've got Judgment Day winning one of them. And then I've got Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth winning the other championships. Okay. I've got Jey Uso beating his twin brother, Jimmy Uso. I've got Sami Zayn beating Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. I've got Rhea Ripley retaining versus Becky Lynch. And then in the headliner, Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. I've got The Rock pinning Cody Rhodes to set up an epic night 2 main event. All right. And then on day 2, here's what I'm predicting. Okay. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits beat Final Testament. LA Knight beats AJ Styles in a 3-way for the U.S. title. I've got Randy Orton beating Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. Logan Paul's got to go sell some more Prime and do something else, right? He's got to get out of here. Bayley wins against Io Sky to win the Women's World Championship. Drew McIntyre beats Seth Rollins to win the WWE Championship. And then I've got Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns to become the new Universal Champion with support and help from, I believe, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe he makes a surprise appearance to take out The Rock, because the bloodline can help because they won night one. I believe Seth Rollins will help. So interference from Seth Rollins, interference from Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is what allows Cody Rhodes to win. Sets up a lot of great matches moving on, right? Roman Reigns can kind of move on, take a break. This leads to eventually The Rock and Cody Rhodes wanting to have a match, and then eventually Seth Rollins coming and challenging Cody Rhodes for the Universal Championship as well. It'll give Drew McIntyre his time as champion, which he didn't get when he won back in 2020. There was no fans. So a lot of storylines kind of come into fruition. So those are my predictions for WrestleMania weekend. Listen, guys, I know this is not my normal content, but hey, we're pumping out a long-form video every single day. I hope you guys like this, had fun with it, enjoyed some of the laughs and the fun moments, but also some of the stuff that you can learn from The Rock. He's an incredible character, great businessman, super successful in life, and there's things that we can take away from what he does with a microphone, and we can translate that into our businesses. Make sure you give this video a like, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow.